Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great Sunday, relaxing Sunday. I wanted to pop on and talk to you guys a little bit about this time of year. You know, this time of year I think can come like a double-edged experience for most people. You know, it's Christmas and we're a week away and we're also busy trying to get things done, trying to experience the joy of the season. And there's a lot of people that aren't quite feeling the joy of the season, you know, and it's hard to get yourself into a, hey Whit, how are you? Good to see you. A lot of times we're thinking, okay, it's Christmas and I'm supposed to be happy, right? I'm supposed to be into this whole Christmas thing just like suddenly. And for a lot of people that doesn't happen. And so I just thought I would chat a little bit today about a few of the things in my life that I've had those moments when I thought, is God really there? You know, do I really have peace this time of year? And can I fully experience Christmas when things aren't exactly perfect, you know, or what we think it should be is perfect? Our pastor today, and I'm very blessed to have this church that really puts out these points, you know, and gives you these thoughts to cling to through the whole week. And our pastor today said something, and I have it written over here so I can read it, but it's seeing, you know, that your highest priority in life should really be to have that relationship with God. That's like, he's your first love, right? So it doesn't matter what things are happening in your life, if it's perfect or if it's like, who has a perfect life, right? But you could have lost parents, you know, this time of year and you're missing them. Maybe, you know, you had things happen to you, a divorce this year. Maybe you had something, maybe you lost your job. Maybe there's a lot of heaviness this time of year, but it doesn't have to be beautiful for you to experience that peace, right? Because when he's right there, and he's always there, things can completely give you this peace and this joy without having life in this nice little package, let's say. So I'm just going to share with you a few times in my life where I've had things going on that weren't exactly perfect and how I experienced that peace in my life, you know, with him talking to me basically in my head and telling me that he was there. And you know, you all may or may not know, but I lost my father when I was around 23, 24 years old. And he had cancer. And so this time of year, I really miss him. And I also miss my mom. My mom passed away about 3 years ago. And so back, you know, when that happened, of course I was way young, but I had this moment when I was driving to the hospital knowing that he had just passed away. And I was really talking to God and thinking, you know, I was in a place where I wasn't quite sure I had fully digested that my dad was gone. And I was driving, you know, to the hospital, and God's always talked to me through music. That's just the way it is. Somehow, some way, he thinks I'm going to listen when there's a song playing with some words, you know, that's going to connect with my heart. And at the time, there was this song playing that said, if you're ever going to see a rainbow, you've got to stand a little rain. And at the time I'm thinking, okay, that's nice, but what does that mean? You know, and I was just thinking to myself, I'd love to experience that type of peace, that type of joy, knowing that God's always with you at every moment of your life. And after I had heard that song and I'd gotten to the hospital and I'd gotten to my mother and we started working through what was happening with the loss of my dad, I did remember that song and it did give me peace. And I looked back at it later, and I knew that that was God. I knew he was talking to me in that moment. And I had a similar experience when my mom passed away, which she had a much more painful type of cancer. And it was such a struggle to think, how can you help somebody that's suffering so much and you want so much to take it away from them? And so I remember sitting next to her bed, and I remember thinking, God, how can you do this to this beautiful woman? And I heard him say as clear as day, sitting there in the room, he's like, Dorothy, I'm not doing this. I am taking her pain, her suffering on my shoulders. And like I said, it was clear as day. He wanted me to have that thought in my head. And it was soon after that that she passed away. And so these types of things happen to me intermittently. And so when I get to things in my life that are really hard, like this time of year when maybe those memories come back, or I've been through a really tough divorce, and I remember him being with me at every moment and telling me I'm not alone, never going to be going through things alone. I just feel like this time of year, people need that message. People need to know that things don't have to be perfect and that God is always there. And he's always there because he wants you to experience that peace, knowing that he's got it. He's got you. He's got your well-being on his, docket, and he is always going to take care of you. There's this new song. It's not a new song, but it's on Lauren Daigle's CD called "Lift Up Your Head, Child." I think that's the name of it. Anyway, the song is called "I Remember," and I'll just read the words over here. She has, "I remember you've always been faithful to me. Even when my own eyes could not see, you were there. You were always there. In the darkest hour when I can't breathe, fear on my chest, the weight of the world on me, everything crashing down, everything I had known. When I wonder if I'm alone, I know that you were there." And that pretty much sums up my message for you guys. Because I know that Christmas, a week away, we're all supposed to be, on top of the world with joy. But just knowing that what's happening to you or what you're going through, he is there. And this too will pass, and you'll look back and you'll see and you'll have this history with God. Because the crazy thing that I think is interesting, because I've had these little things in my life, like everybody does. Everybody has highs and lows in their life, but I can look back on those lows that I call lows, but they were actually the highest points of my life with God. Because I look back now and I think, I have a history with him. I know he's going to take care of things. I know he's going to be there for me. Those times that I thought were low times in my life were him carrying me, lifting me up to say, Dorothy, don't worry. You have nothing to worry about. There's nothing that can happen to you that I don't have in control. And that brings you a lot of peace. That brings you a lot of joy. And that kind of makes you feel silly when you're worrying about stuff, and you try to essentially worry is saying, God, I don't trust you. I'm not too sure you know what you're doing. And you think, wow, that's kind of silly, because when you have a history with God and you know he's going to take care of you, then you really just, you don't have anything to worry about. So I'm not trying to be overly simplistic. I know everyone has their stuff. Everybody has their own thing they're going through. But I just wanted to share that with you today, because ever since I've woken up, I've had that Lauren Daigle song in my head. And then our pastor started talking about the same topic, and I felt like this was something I really wanted to share with you. So always remember that. If you need to re-watch this from the beginning, I talk a little bit about the stuff in my life, but literally all of the things that have happened to me that I look back now and I just think, wow, you know, he totally took care of me. And he totally assures me every time something happens that we're good, everything's fine, and you have nothing to worry about. So I hope you guys take that message with you today. It's not about makeup, it's not about beauty today, it's just about encouragement. It's about encouraging you this time of year. And do yourself a favor. If you do not have Lauren Daigle's Lift Up Your Childhood CD or the Christmas CD, both of them are on Amazon Prime. See, I'm an Amazon Prime member. I get so excited talking about it. But you get all that music streaming. If you have an iPhone, you download the app, Amazon Prime Music. You get all that for free. So you can literally download her songs and drive around this week and feel encouraged. Her voice is amazing. I love her voice. So that's it today. I hope you guys are have a great week, and I wish you all Merry Christmas early. And thanks so much for watching. Blessings to everybody. Thank you. Bye.